And good morning.
We're here.
Welcome to the Monte Shuffle. Good morning, everyone. My name is Keela Javon Clark, and I have my very good friend Monte Cox with us today, and we're talking about movement.
Yes.
Monte, thank you for being here.
It's a pleasure to be here. Thank you for having me on. I know we're doing it a little bit earlier than usual, so I hope people are able to come or, they can catch the replay.
And when you guys catch the replay, please comment below, heart and like, and share the love with the world. So, Monte, let's talk about really quickly how you got into this wild ride and where you are in the world.
Oh, okay. Well, so I'm in Guatemala right now, and I got down here because I was just lockdown was too tough on me. I was living in LA, and I have a coach, one of my coaches that was living in the exact apartment I'm in right now. And I was talking to her, Nicole Mapu, if any of you guys.
Shout out to Nicole. What up, girl? Woo-hoo.
Yeah, so we're coaching, and she's out on, I would be outside today, but it's a little bit early. I don't know if you can see the lake. Wow. Yeah, usually I work out on that deck right there, but right now I don't usually work this early, and it's too much glare. But anyway, she would be sitting out there living in the middle of gorgeous greenery, talking about going to parties with gorgeous people, and I'm locked in a glass box, and she was paying nothing to live here. Mm-hmm. And I'm locked in a glass box in LA. And so as soon as they opened the country last year, I was like, I'm going. So I sold all my stuff, gave up my rent controlled apartment in LA, which was gold, and came down here planning to move around a little bit more. But then I ended up staying here because where I live in this community, it's kind of like a chic hippie community, and nobody's into masks. We don't have COVID, so I've been going dancing out. All of a sudden I could hug people and be around people where I was so lonely before. And so I just ended up staying longer than I anticipated. And now next month, because I'm going to a retreat in Tulum in mid-September, I decided to move to the Yucatan. So next month I'll be in Playa del Carmen for a couple of months that I've booked so far. And then we'll just see what happens.
I love it. I love it. I love that you just were like, you know what? I'm just going to let it go. Because I saw you and you're like, okay, you can have a couple of these books or whatever. And then finally you were like, all of it's gone. So how did that feel to release?
Well, I wanted to sell things, obviously. I mean, who doesn't want money? But it was super weird COVID times. And then I just realized I don't want people here. People don't want to come here, so forget it. Let's just create some abundance. And I really did give stuff away, and it felt fantastic. I had my friend Shay, as she came over, and she was like, oh my God, my girlfriend's, single mom. Could she come and get some? She needs some things. I was like, oh yeah, have her come over. And she had a big, one of those SUV situations, and, she was packing it full of stuff. And we're all of a sudden in the middle of it, I was like, oh my God, do you need a Christmas tree? And she was like, yeah, my kid would love that. She had a little 7-year-old, and I have the best Christmas tree. It's all full, shiny, everything was glass, feathers, all of it. And so I actually got to talk to them last Christmas. I called Shay, and she just happened to be at their house, and they just put up the Christmas tree, and they were loving it. And it just felt good. It's just, take it, just put it out into the universe, and just bless somebody, you know what I mean? Because people have blessed me my entire life and still are, so that really did feel amazing.
Yeah. And I feel like it's important because our topic today is movement, right? So sometimes when we have a bunch of stuff in our house, it's just stuck energy, and we get to move it around, right?
100%. Yeah, it was. And that's what I'm doing here. Actually, they've got these thrift stores. They call them pacas, and what they do from the U.S., they send things down. And then they just kind of tear through them, and then they resell them. So basically you can buy anything at a paca is 5Q, which is probably 70 cents. So if you go to that one, you pay 70 cents. But if you go to the place where they put it on the rack, they're doing it for 40Q, which is maybe $5, So I bought a bunch of stuff just because it's fun. And now I'm like, wait, I'm actually picking up and moving again. I don't need all this. And so I'm giving it to my friend that she sells in one of the stores, so she can just resell it and she can have some money, why not?
Isn't that funny how abundant people, because both of us are abundant, no matter how many times we purge, stuff always comes back to us and we collect. And it's I'm like, I just did this. And it just has
Yeah.
to be like part of the movement routine, right?
Yeah. Well, I think it's because, I love creating looks. I know you love creating looks. And so I'm like, oh, I need that cowboy shirt. I need these star pants. I need,
Where are my tassels? I don't have tassels.
Yeah, but in this kind of nomadic lifestyle that I'm living, it doesn't really, it's a lot to be at the airport with, a big, big rolly, small rolly. And then I had when I got here, I had a duffel bag on top of the big rolly and I had my backpack and it was very cumbersome and it didn't feel good. And I'm like, I don't want that, so let me just give it away and more will come to me and,
yeah,
it's all good.
Yeah, it's awesome. And I love the nomadic lifestyle because since I've known you, I've really seen your transformation from West Hollywood into this nomad. But in the adventures that we've taken together, you're always walking. You're this is the guy who he's like, I'm going to walk 15 miles today and I will not go to bed until I'm done because you're all about movement, right?
Yes, I love it. It's because I come from a pretty high trauma background in addiction with, just, a lot of drugs, a lot of feeling stressed out, calling in for work sick, you know what I mean? The waiting till stuff. I'm sick,
Actually, I'm just hungover.
Actually, I haven't slept and I just feel like I want to tear my skin off, at that, just everything that I went through. And for me, it's good to move the body and keep moving that stuff out. And it's just so important movement. There's a great book that I love so much. That's really interesting. I was looking it up because I was looking for the actual stat from it. And there was this one blogger that had written about it. And she said, I never liked exercising, but this made me want to exercise. It's written by, I can't remember her name, but it's called The First 20 Minutes. She is the health and fitness editor for the New York Times. And after she'd been there for a few years, she was noticing things that made sense together, things that backed each other up. And so what she did was she took a lot of different studies, compiled them and looked at the aggregate, what's really going on here. And so when you move 20 minutes a day, it reduces, it doesn't have to be serious. It could just be going for a walk, playing badminton, cleaning the house vigorously, it doesn't.
All right, there we go.
I don't know where that came from. I never think about that, but I don't know. Maybe you're the badminton kind of gal. I think
somebody watching must be. Definitely not me.
Right. So, but if you do that for 20 minutes, you reduce your chance of dying from the big mortality, the killers, heart attack, stroke, diabetes, from all of those things by 23%, which is pretty major.
Big, yeah.
It doesn't take much, right? Yeah. And then and what's really interesting when you look at it in comparison, if you were to work out for 90 minutes a day, that creates massive, way more athleticism. And it gives you a lot of different benefits, but it only adds 4% more. So if you move 20 minutes a day, not even that serious, you're reducing your chances of dying by all the big majors by 23%. If you get super into it, you go 90 minutes a day, you're 27%, which is not that much more. So 20 minutes a day really is massive. And so what I've created is based upon, some people may have heard of the hard, 75 hard, created by another guy that he created it with 2 45-minute workouts a day, and then a bunch of other things. And which is just I don't know, all my friends are entrepreneurs. All my friends are busy, successful people. Nobody has 2 45 minutes. If you can get a 45-minute workout in, you're doing good, right? No. 2 is not going to happen. And so I had actually, when I got down here, done some deep healing work and let my little boy have all the things he wanted. And he's a 12-year-old little boy. He wants pizza, ice cream, cookies, cake.
Tassels.
Tassels. He wants tassels. He wants the edible tassels. And so I was getting a little puffy. So I really just started this so that I could get my body back to where I feel really good in my body. But then within 25 days, what I realized what it did for me was just upped all of my levels, you know what I mean? My happiness level, my havingness level, all of the things. And I really took on sugar as well. And into meditation, there's a meditation practice and a, meditation and kind of self-prayer practice that I teach that's, specifically what I've been doing. And it's really worked in the last, I think I'm on day 60 today, if I'm not mistaken. I've got to check Instagram because I'm a promoter. So I just post and then I forget. And then the next day I check on Instagram. Oh yeah, yesterday was 59. but I'm at about day 60.
Same.
And you know what I mean? I've just had my most successful month in my business ever. Which is fantastic. I just got like a third private client, and it's just opened up. Like I'm getting different kind of people. I'm getting people that are really helping with their body, with their health, like mental and physical health. But it's a lot of getting people with addiction and trauma and things that I'm super passionate about helping with, because it's things that I've suffered from. And I still do sometimes, I can get into like a full on panic, like I have in this last couple of weeks, like promoting, I love doing the work, and I'm getting used to, and I'm becoming somebody who loves the promoting, but it's, I come up against my own stuff. So helping people like this is like, I'm really, really passionate. And you've got a history in recovery as well. And so, you know what I'm talking about.
Sure do.
And everybody's got trauma. Like everybody. So, so getting these new people that I'm like excited. Like, yesterday I signed somebody that I'm sitting there in the meeting. I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't wait for 3 months from now so we can see who you are, like I know we got to take all the steps, but my promoter's ready to be celebrating, because I know where he gets to go. And so I've created this that's private coaching, and everybody from my private coaching is going into the program. But, I really created this program to help entrepreneurs specifically, because there's two kinds of like entrepreneurs that I'm really thinking about. And it's the entrepreneur that's having a hard time, with your community, doing the lives, like showing up for themselves, breaking through that. And so doing this in community and taking it into your body and like creating a daily, every time I finish my workout, I feel like a badass, totally accomplished, and then as time goes on and I'm seeing the results, like now I always call it the other side of the closet. Like I have access to the full closet now, not just the chunkier medium. I've got access to the thin closet as well.
Ooh.
And that's where we can create magic, but that's really fun. But then also, just like changing my vibration and changing the vibration of the people around me, and becoming happier, like it feels good to be healthy. It feels good to be accomplishing. So it's very helpful for people that are having a hard time. And I've coached so many entrepreneurs, and we all come up against it, and then it's also, I'm really looking to help the other entrepreneur that is, just killing it, but going 100 miles an hour, waking up, going like legit, like straight into Facebook,
Hi.
and then working until they go to bed and not taking the time to take care of their bodies and really, like pour into themselves. And you can do this in less than 30 minutes a day. You can do a 20-minute workout. You can just pray and meditate and do your affirmations in less than 10 minutes. And then you're good to go, and you've really taken care of yourself. Because I just feel like I've got a few friends that I'm really like working to enroll, because they get to go, and I want to see my friends live long. I want to see my friends get older, and like something drops and they go to pick it up, they grab it in midair.
And they're twerking.
And they don't throw out their back, it's
right.
like, and so, so that's why I'm so passionate about.
So we have a question from our viewers. I love it when you guys post questions. So thank you. And if you give access to StreamYard, then we can see your names. I just can't see who posted it right now. I have an idea who it is. Can you talk about how exercise has helped you move out of trauma and addiction?
Yes, 100%. Hold on one second. I'm grabbing one thing right here. Want to be able to cut the link later. Yeah. So how it helps me? Like I remember when I first went into like AA, the first time I got sober, I've been sober now for about 2.5 years, but there was 10 years in between where I wasn't. And like in both of the sobrieties, what I'll do is like, like a lot of feelings come up, when we're in addiction and we're dealing with trauma, we're, reaching for something. Like sugar really does change your body chemistry. It really, really helps. There are times when I will allow myself that, because it's like, I'm like this, right? But then also what's really helpful is running and getting it out of the body, because when you start moving and the endorphins start going, then it really helps to calm down those nerves. And, and it helps to change the response, because what trauma does, it creates an addiction to, this is the teachings of, Dr. Joe Dispenza that I love his, but your people think that their mind, like you're making up your mind in your head, in your brain, but like your mind is 95% in your body. And so the feelings that we have, the high stress feelings, the trauma responses that we have, our body is chemically addicted to those chemicals. And so there's something going on inside of us where we're creating that, right? And so it's creating new chemicals within your body. That's what the sugar does. That's what the drink does. That's what the, shot in the arm does. Whatever your thing is, that's what it does.
Porn, sex, all of that.
Yep. Everything, all of the addictions. And so, so getting yourself into that healthy place, like really, into that healthy space where you're going for a run or something, or you're just like dropping and doing 10 push-ups or whatever shifts where you're going, helps you from going in deeper into that feeling. You know what I mean? Like, cause we can do, it's like, oh God, did I say that right? Oh, wow. Do they think I'm stupid? Oh shit, is that person ever going to talk to me again? Oh God, are they going to talk to me? What are they telling other people about me? You know what I mean? Like we can go down those roads. And so to stop the trauma response, it can be as simple as like, you can put on a song and dance and just shake, So those are the ways that they help me move it out and help stop it where it's starting, because it's really habitual. I in my experience of moving through trauma, it's constantly like changing it. I've got somebody that I'm meeting with tonight that was like, oh, I can't wait till I put this all behind me. And it's like, this part of you may always be there in some respect, it's just not letting it be the strong part that that is running you.
Yeah. And for me, I didn't use exercise as much, but I used creativity. So it was still an exercise of writing, drawing, things like that in order to overcome my own addiction. Because I realized I was using the addiction just to distract me. And usually the addiction is something to distract you also from something that's healthy, like exercise, like creativity, So that's a great question. Thank you.
Yes, thank you. I love it when people are participating, and and I always think that that's one of the things that I'm really looking forward to doing in this program, because I'm running it as a beta.
How long is the program?
The program is like a little over 75 days. We're going to meet next Monday, and we're going to get everybody set up with what they're doing in the program. Like, because everybody's is going to be a little bit different, because you've got different goals than I've got. You know what I mean? So I'm not trying to dictate like this blanket thing. There's going to be some non-negotiables. I want everybody working out every day, and that can be just a walk some days. And it's being really like paying attention to where you're at in your body and who you're being, like, especially like I know that a lot of women sometimes some women are cursed, or not, I don't want to say cursed, that doesn't sound right, but they suffer with a really bad period. I've had friends that can't get out of bed.
Some of us call it a curse because it is.
Okay, I didn't want to put curses on people, but I really have a lot of compassion, and it's like it's really, it can be debilitating.
Take us out,
if you're the kind of woman that has one day a month like that, the other days are manageable, but like on that day, just stay in bed. Add 3, because it's 75 days, you probably need to add 3 days at the end, just so that you've completed your commitment in excellence. Some days, like I got a leg tattoo because it just dropped in and I couldn't fight it. It was there. That lion tattoo, I think you've seen it. And I got that.
Yeah, because your mom was like, don't get your face. I was like, what's wrong with your face?
That's what she says every time I get a new tattoo. She's like, that's really nice. Don't do your face. Oh, that's very nice.
And I thought that like, don't get a tattoo of your face on your body. But
oh my God. Can you imagine though? That's also good advice. Can you imagine? I'm like, Keelan, is that you?
It was me.
Yes, because I'm so cute.
So here's my question. So you're a certified trainer. I mean, that's where you, which is awesome, because for those of you who joined in a little late, Monte lives in Guatemala. He is living the nomadic lifestyle and can still be that laptop entrepreneur, that laptop CEO, right? So your program that you're putting together is what, 75 days about, give or take, inviting high performers, I'd say, to working out every day.
Yeah, high performers and people that want to be more high performing. And so what it's really about is creating a consistency within yourself, creating more wins for yourself, getting healthy and staying alive. And it's also about creating fun, because here's one thing that I want to share is like, It used to be for me when I was younger, like I'd gotten, like when I was younger, it was all about like I was built like a, this like I looked like Superman, like legit. And, it was all about all I would do is run and hike to lose weight, and go to the gym to build muscle. It was all about like being pretty. So I was enough, being good looking, having the whole thing together. So that was also very terrorizing for my body. I mean, I would get, tendonitis and work through it because I couldn't give up the look, And what I'm really teaching, what I really want to wake people up to and give to people is like creating variety. I'm going to be curating 75 workouts. I'm going to be doing 3 of them myself, 75 workouts for the entire time. I'm going to be doing 3 a week myself. I've got Nicole Mapu coming in to teach dance. I've got my friend Hannah Saunders, who's an amazing yogi, doing beginning, intermediate, and advanced yoga. And it's got Voxer support. It's got, it's like coaching for me. I'm going to do leadership coaching once a week with Q&A, because it's hard. There's days when like I'm really having a difficult time. I've had quite a few of them, but I've gotten through them, and that's what I want to do for other people. Yeah, I'm a certified personal trainer, sports nutrition specialist. I've got like 3 advanced, certifications. I'm, leadership coach, performance coach. And so it's just really bringing all of it together. And I think I got a little bit off track, but like as far as the variety, like for myself, I'm living on the lake. So I'll do a 40-minute swim. I'll go for a run. I'll go hiking. I like doing HIIT workouts. I like going back to the gym now because I do it so that I don't hurt, I'm not pushing too hard. I love gym workouts. I love going to Ashtanga yoga. I'm going to a vinyasa class right after this. It's like, keeping it, like well-rounded and making it fun. It could be roller skating, something you haven't done since you're a kid. Maybe you get a couple friends together and you like kick a ball around, play some soccer, like making it fun so that it's something.
Like I came up with the idea of like, I get to trick myself into working out. Like I joined a gym that's pretty expensive around here. And I was like, you know what though? Like that is worth it because I can do all the things that you just said, swim, go to yoga, do a cycle class. It's like a playground for grownups, So what are you guys investing your money in? Really? Are you investing in things that may be shortening your life, or are you investing in the things like something like Monte's program where you get support and you can tailor it to your life? Because a lot of times I think we're also trying to fit ourselves into somebody else's curriculum. And that doesn't work either.
That doesn't work. That's why I'm guiding people into their own thing. You know what I mean? I'm providing workouts, but you don't ever have to do one of my workouts. Like I do completely unattached, don't care
about the community.
But the community and the support to set these kind of goals for yourself. And then also really like where we're really getting into is values and who you want to be at the end of this experience. And that's the bit that I'm really excited about, like, cause I've been working on my money story and now I've got more money, in the bank than I've had in, quite a while. And I'm really getting to help people. And it's brought people to me that I didn't even anticipate. Like I didn't see myself working with this kind of people. And it's got me super fired up, so like things will happen that you can't even really anticipate,
Right.
And today, I'm doing a workshop today at 3:00 that I'm going to drop the link and everybody's invited to 3:00 Pacific. And so if you go to this link, you can come to it. And I'm actually going to teach everybody how to set themselves up to do their own 75 days.
Ooh, that's so generous.
We did it last Saturday. It was awesome. It was really fun. And it, cause whether you do it with me or don't do it with me, just get healthy. Like, become the person that you want to be. Like, do it no matter what. Like, I'm the kind of person I will do it no matter what, like there's only one option. It's like as happy as I can get. And so
I'm the kind of person who's like, I'm going to start something and once in a while I fall off the wagon.
Well, only 27%. I saw Reddit was looking at studies, and only 27% of people that actually set like New Year's resolutions and goals there complete them and stay with them. So it's like, it's not uncommon for that, and that's what I do. You know what I mean? Like I'm not going to let anybody pick anything that I think is too much for them. Because what I'm looking at is what have you been doing up until now, and what are you trying to commit to? You know, I had a friend once that, you know, called me for some advice. She was so excited. She joined this place called Yaz in LA. And Yaz is super intense cycling and super intense yoga. And she's like, okay, here's what I'm going to do. It's time for me to get this together. So I'm going to go 3 yoga classes and 3 spinning classes per week. I'm starting on Monday. What do you think? I'm like, I absolutely not. I absolutely think that's the worst thing I've ever heard of.
Hard no.
No, like, let's commit to 3 for the first week, you know, and try to, like, in that instance, try to complete them by Thursday, because that gives you plenty of time to, if you don't make it, so you can complete. Because if you set something up that's outside of your reach, or that it's just not reasonable for you, like looking at your life, looking at the past, you know, you're not going to make it most of the time. Like, some of you might like burst through, but based upon evidence, you're not going to. And so it's better to create something that's smaller in the beginning. And this program is going to be progressive. You know what I mean? I've got one person that she's got quite a bit of weight to lose, and she hasn't worked out in a long time. We're going to talk about it Monday, but I'm suspecting it may just be a lot of walking and on the cycling, you know, like on her stationary bike for the first few weeks. And then maybe we're getting into some other things, you know?
Yeah. And I think that, like, something simple like walking, especially when you walk for a certain amount of time, you get it out. Like, it's cool because you're in your head, but you're not in your head, and your body just kind of takes over, and then you're on autopilot and you can start working things out. I think that, like, after 15 minutes on any sort of like stationary bike or like that movement, then your mind starts to get kind of like, I know, like when I bike, that happens because I'm in this like repetitive motion. It's really beautiful.
Actually, you bring up a really strong point that I hadn't thought about what's going to be so powerful about this, because a lot of my ideas do come when I get off the computer and I get out of the house, and when I am swimming in the lake, or I'm running, or I'm walking, or, you know, it's like then you're open for the downloads when you create that space for yourself.
Give yourself that gift, you know. All right, we get to wrap up. So, Monte, where can people find you? I dropped the link. I'll drop it in the Facebook pages.
Yes.
Where can people find you?
Yeah, I'm best found I'm mostly on Facebook, and it's Monte Cox, just like you said it. See it, and you'll see my
I'll tag you in
my bald head. Yeah, okay, tag me. Yeah, I was gonna drop the link for my Facebook page here too. I'll just drop it for anybody I don't know where these comments, if they're going to all of the different platforms, but if this shows up there, or I'm Monte Cox on Instagram as well. And you can feel free, anybody that's like listening and thinking, ooh, I don't know, but you're interested, just reach out and send me a message. We can message back and forth and talk about it and see if it's a good fit for you, because I know it sounds like a big commitment, and you know, it is, but you will change immensely throughout the process. And and I can't state enough, like how much you deserve this, you know, how much you deserve to really give yourself the time, take 30 minutes a day, you know, and just up level who you're being and who you get to be, and, you know, live longer, you know, be there for your kids.
Yeah. And your grandkids. And your great grandkids. I grew up with a great grandpa. It's the best. It was awesome. It's amazing. So, but though he did have candy in his pockets all the time. So we'll talk about that another time. Monte, thank you so much for being here. I love you, brother. You're so fun and amazing. And Montezuma.
I love you too. Thank you for having me. It was like, even, you know, just to be able to hang out with you was like worth it, you know, because you're so busy. I haven't been able to catch you like for a nice chunk of time. So this is awesome.
Yeah.
And everybody, thank you for listening. Send me any questions. Take care of yourself, doing something awesome today. You know, you deserve it.
Yeah, and then comment in below about what you guys did today. That was awesome. That was playful.
Oh, that's awesome. Yes, I would love to see it. I'll be coming back to check.
Yeah. All right. See you later, guys. Mwah.
Bye, everybody. Have a good day.